Welcome to the Midnight Horror Club. My name is Tina Anderson, and on this channel we talk all things horror, crime, conspiracy theories, and scary stories. If that's something you're interested in, then please subscribe and let's get started. So today I'm going to be sharing 3 scary stories that I found online. Last night I was doing research for this episode, and I don't know about you guys, but every time I read ghost stories or scary stories, I'm always home alone or I'm in bed and the apartment is pitch black. I always freak myself out and then I'm too scared to even go to the bathroom. Okay, make yourself comfortable, get a cup of tea or hot chocolate, light some candles, and let's get started with story number 1, Bloody Mary. My friends were sleeping over, and just as a joke, someone said Bloody Mary in front of the mirror in my basement. Nothing happened, so we all went to sleep. Then about 2 a.m., I woke up and it sounded like someone was pacing on the other side of the wall in the unfinished part of the basement. I looked around and realized the sound had woken up several of my friends. So I asked if anyone wanted to check it out. Everyone was too afraid, so we tried to ignore it until slowly we fell back asleep. In the light of day, everything seemed fine again, and we didn't think anything of it. Until several days later, I was scrolling through old pictures on my camera roll when I saw a picture I definitely did not take. It was of one of my friends who did Bloody Mary, and the photo was of her staring into the mirror she did it in. The picture was in a really dark filter. I immediately talked to all of my friends who were over that night, and everyone swore they didn't take it. So who did? Let's continue with story number 2, late night shift. So I was closing up the bar one night after a long shift. As I was carrying a rack of glasses into the kitchen, I slipped on the wet floor I had just mopped, fell to the floor and let out an instinctual "ah." Immediately after, as I'm sitting on the wet floor, I hear a low-pitched moan. It was so audible that I actually thought it was a real person. This was startling, considering I was the only person left in the bar. I stood up, completely frozen, and yelled, "Hello?" Again, immediately, I hear the same low-pitched moan, except this time it was louder. Now I'm starting to freak out a little bit. But for whatever reason, I decide to walk closer to where I heard the sound coming from. I yell very loudly, "Hello?" For the 3rd time now, I hear a very loud, low-pitched moan. That was it for me. I ran back into the kitchen, grabbed the biggest kitchen knife I could find because that seemed logical at the time, grabbed my purse, ran out of the door, and never looked back. It was funny trying to explain to the chef the next day why he was missing a knife during his morning prep. The creepiest part, I come to find out that there was some sort of accident that had occurred in the restaurant years before with the son of the owner, and word around town was that he died right there in the bar. Okay, let's continue with story number 3, the webcam creeper. One night when I was about 12 or 13, my parents were gone for a while, and I was just staying up really late, past midnight, on my computer waiting for them to come home. Like most people, I had been told a million times not to talk to strangers on the internet, but about half my friends list on MSN were people I had never met before, so I was just chatting with a bunch of them. Out of nowhere, one of my online friends had told me exactly what I had been doing the past hour or 2, what I was eating, drinking, playing with, things I hadn't mentioned in the chat. I instantly got a horrible feeling in the pit of my stomach. My desktop was set up in front of a big window, so as far as I knew, this person I had been talking to that was supposed to live in a different country than me had found my address and been watching me through the window. Turns out he had somehow hacked into my webcam. I always left it plugged in, even though I had been warned not to when I wasn't using it. He had been using it to watch me whenever he wanted. it's been 10 years and I still have all the cameras on my devices covered in thick duct tape. Ooh! I think that's the creepiest story. Yeah. What I want to know is which story do you think is the most creepy one? I definitely think it's the last one. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Alright, that is it for this episode. So thank you so much for listening and watching, and I will talk to you next time in the Midnight Horror Club.